Can I just quickly respond to something you just said?
Sure.
You just said about, parents are asking questions like, am I doing my part? I think the response to that is, are you reading the messages? Then you're doing your part. Are you
Exactly.
responding when a teacher reaches out to you directly? Then you're doing your part. Did you take the survey? Okay, then you're doing your part. Like, your part looks different for different parents, because if you're an essential worker and you're still working at the hospital as a nurse or a doctor or whatever every single day, then doing your part might just be, look, I went on Class Dojo, I read it, period. Okay, then that's good enough. But if you're home every single day, your part looks a little bit different, because now it's, well, your kid had a 10 a.m. science live classroom. Did you get him up and put him in front of the tablet to get on to talk to Mrs. Strauss? Well, then no, you're not doing your part, because he didn't go to class. And yes, the work that she assigned doesn't need to be explained to him, but you don't get to make that choice. Like, if she says be on the class at 10 o'clock, be on the class at 10 o'clock. Now, are we penalizing kids who don't show up? No, because according to the governor, we cannot.
Right.
But as the parent, you should. If your kid was left alone and you knew that they had a class at 10 o'clock, but I'm on my way to work, then I should be on the phone at 9:55 calling saying, I'm about to start my shift. You have a class at 10 o'clock. Get up and get on the device. Same thing if you're home with them and not working. Doesn't matter that they're not technically or physically in school, they still have work to do. So doing your part looks a little bit different, but I don't want parents to be to come down on themselves, because at this point, everybody's still learning this system, parents included, administrators included. So doing your part and being engaged has to look different for different people.
That's right. And Miss Moody, if you don't mind, can we go a little out of order since we're already talking about this anyway, as far as parental involvement? All right, thank you. No, that was one of our points that we want to discuss, as far as parental involvement, and trying to make sure parents are engaged. And we think it's a huge wake up call for some, because before, you had several parents that had no idea what the children were doing at school. They bring it home, children are pretty much on their own or what have you. I guess we want to see if you did see kind of like a increase in parental involvement. I know I chuckle a little bit, but I know it's a serious issue when I see a lot of posts and these parents talking about homeschooling their children or what have you. But I think on a serious note, they're overwhelmed. And it can take a toll on them. And just for me personally, I have experience with middle and high school. I have 2 elementary students at home and 1 special needs. I'm not a special education teacher and I'm not a kindergarten teacher, but I have been thrown into it. So I can, feel and empathize with, a lot of parents. But one thing I was, before all this, I was involved. So it pretty much wasn't, too much of a transition as far as making sure that they're doing what they need to do, getting up, going into, their sessions and doing their online work or what have you. But some parents, this is like a whole new ball game for them. They have no idea. So they're pretty much forced, and especially those with the younger children, like you said, Ms. Whitehead, like if you have a 10 o'clock session, yes, and you're at home, yes, make sure that they're on that Zoom session, or if they have online work to turn in or what have you. So they're pretty much forced to be involved. So I guess I want to know, do you see an increase of parental involvement? Do you see that they're really, taking an interest in their children's learning? And do you think this will continue after this and pretty much try to encourage them to be more involved, so it really won't be a wake-up call in the future? And this is for anybody.
Well, with our population of students, as I stated, we're between 2 housing projects. So like I said, 95% of our students are from the housing projects, which a large majority of the parents do not work. So before this, it was practically, we had to send smoke signals and everything to get them to the school. Now they run into the school every other day. Miss Dickey, I don't know how y'all do this. I said, See, because this regular, school setting, we are dealing with a large population of our students who are struggling with mental health issues as well. So not only are we mamas, nurses, doctors, counselors, everything, the parents are starting to see